So I got an email from an agent sometime over the last week or two asking how to have a great work ethic in insurance sales, how to work at high capacity and get a lot accomplished. And I'm flattered that this agent happened to ask me to answer this question. So I'm going to kind of just spitball here. I don't have any real notes, but to kind of give you some off-the-cuff remarks on what I think you need to be thinking about if having a good work ethic, a great work ethic is important to you, and it should be. Because bottom line, if you aren't interested in working hard, don't even continue selling insurance. This is a frustrating business that is going to test your emotional capacity. You're going to have a roller coaster of ups and downs in this business, and you have got to work yourself through it. Hard work really does pay off in this business. This business doesn't take a heck of a lot of intelligence. It doesn't take a heck of a lot of money to be successful, but it sure as hell takes a lot of hard work. So you need to listen closely. If you are questioning whether you have the hard work ethic capability, I'm going to give you some advice right now on what it is that you need to do. My name is David DeFord, owner of DeFord Insurance Group. We train, recruit, and develop agents to become top producers in selling final expense Medicare and annuities face-to-face and over the phone. Subscribe and like if you happen to enjoy this content. Thanks a lot. So let's talk about work ethic, a great work ethic. What does it take to have that? First of all, I think you have to have discipline. Well, guess what? Discipline, work ethic, all of that stuff is something that's moldable by action. Okay? You have to have the intent to apply and execute on it. Work ethic is something that many of us think you just have it, and I think there is some kind of, natural capability to work, but it is a muscle in which you must condition. And you must set up parameters too, that even on those days where you don't want to work, you work anyway because you have scheduled or at least design a schedule to where you follow it without having to let your brain or your emotions or laziness, which we all have, get in your way. So here's how I would kind of start off by helping you become, have a high level of work ethic if you don't already. You need to start thinking in forms of schedules. So I would first start off by going on Google Calendar and marking your day off in blocks of 30 minutes to an hour on specific tasks that you want to do. I do this to this day. I don't know where I heard this from, probably Dan Kennedy or one of these other time management gurus. And basically what I started doing is I would catalog everything that I would need to do for that week ahead of time. And then I would schedule time on my calendar to get that stuff done. So that way, I would have everything preset, what to expect, and there was no excuse of sitting around like, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I've thought through what my goals are, and I've accomplished it and scheduled it because I'm intentionally trying to, get things done. And what you'll find is if you just go that far, and as far as knowing what it is that you're looking to accomplish, everything's kind of easier. Because when you have a list of things to do, and you know where you're going. If you don't have a strategy or process to get where you want to go, it is frustrating, and it's easier to fall into laziness than to have a good work ethic. So be intentional. So prior to that, of course, and I'm thinking all this through on the fly here, you've got to have goals in your life. What is it that you want to accomplish? Think of what kind of money you want to make this year, or for the next 5 years. What do you want to accomplish in your business? Think of all the things that are involved in accomplishing those goals. Break those goals down into quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily activity goals, and then schedule those parameters on a daily, weekly, so on and so forth basis. And now you've got guidelines of what needs to be done daily to accomplish the massive long-term goal. Again, I have applied something similar to my business. I really didn't do this much when selling, but I did this more as I started agency building. I would basically data dump all my ideas onto a piece of paper and then break down the subcomponents of what it would take to accomplish those. And then I would have to-do lists for all these different goals that I would go out and accomplish. So it definitely does work. So goals, set a schedule for yourself. If you have problems and you're out in the field selling final expense or some kind of insurance and you're easily distracted, first of all, I would highly recommend that you don't work your hometown. Get out of town, get out of Dodge, work somewhere where, you're not going to be like, I don't know if anybody goes to the movies anymore today, but you're not going to go to the movie or the mall. Man, I'm getting old saying things like that. Who goes to the mall anymore, But you get what I'm saying. Try to take yourself out of distractions or environments. I had a friend in the business, Ben Bowman, who he used to travel outside of Mississippi where he lived, and would travel to other states simply because if he was around the house, he knew his weakness. If he was around town working, he'd go home and spend time with his kids and family. So he put himself out of town in order to avoid that from happening. So he knew his weaknesses and established boundaries around them. Also, guys, you might want to consider leaving any sort of internet access at home or Facebook access at home. Again, I don't know how many of you are like addicted to your cell phones or could honestly say you are. But like for me, that stuff was a distraction when I was in the field. And not too terribly much, but there's a lot of people who never lift their heads up from their phones. And how are you going to accomplish anything meaningful in life when you're just like spending all your time on TikTok and Facebook and other wastes of time? Shut the stuff down, especially when it's time to work. Maybe put some podcasts on, something that's going to help develop you. But don't get distracted in pointless conversations, reading the news. All this stuff doesn't matter because it's not directly contributing to your daily tasks at hand. And we live in a society where all of this stuff is way more problematic than it ever has been. The tech is constantly vying for your attention and engagement. And that attention and engagement most of the time is distracting away from the substantive work that you do when you're outside of tech. So consider blocking, getting rid of, or completely isolating yourself from that stuff if you have distraction issues. It's hard to do, but it will free up your time and allow you to focus again on a task at hand. And I guess the last thing I would say on all of this as far as having a good work ethic is you got to love what you do. If you don't love helping people, if you don't love the process of making yourself into something better and greater and better off, then it's going to be hard to motivate yourself to do good work. I don't think of myself when what I do is work, at least at this phase in my life. It's just a creative outlet to be myself, and I am self-actualizing when I do my work. And again, it's hard to say if you hate what you do, but I'm in thorough belief that you shouldn't be doing something you hate doing, even if it's something like this with great financial potential, because you're just not really going to do well in the long run. It's just going to be stressful and you're not going to enjoy it. So find something you love to do. And if you don't love it, learn how to love it. At least try to learn how to love it. Again, personally, I failed this business because I hated it. I hated the people. I hated the prospects. I hated the frustration. And for me, luckily, it took me seeing the other side of working for the man, being an employee somewhere else, and all the miserable people that work there that never would ever achieve any dreams of entrepreneurship, that were stuck in a soul-sucking job. That's what it took me to see, to have like some perspective. Being young and naive as I was, it allowed me to gain some wisdom and experience and really appreciate the things that we all kind of get mad about or frustrated with, because, it's like it could be a lot worse in a different way if you work for somebody else. So for me, that was something profound that helped me work that much harder, right? Because I saw where my life would end if I was doing something I didn't love and I hated even more. So I don't know if this helps. Hopefully it does. I work hard. I enjoy what I do. And I goal set. I schedule. I make this my essence of myself, part of this business, so it doesn't feel as much like work. And if you can start to embody some of those characteristics, I think that you're going to work a little bit harder. And make sure you have a grand vision where you want to go with your life and what you want to accomplish and help people, other people with. All of this hard work won't seem that hard, and your work ethic will be natural and automatic. Hope this helps. David DeFord here, logging off. If you want to learn more about my agency, click the links above or below. It'll take you to my website to learn more. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Y'all take care. Bye.